Good afternoon. My name is Pauline who's calling from Cuba. My take is on this smart school.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I guess that's from earlier on. We're on confession now, so you can just kindly send your confession. Okay, yeah, I think we have some messages that have come in. This one said, hello, Auntie Swat. I want to remain anonymous. I stupidly use Chat GPT in my exam hall to write an essay instead of writing it myself. My lecturer caught me. I feel I need to confess, but my friend told me that he doubts the lecturers who will be on the panel. He doubts if they can access or they cannot access records right now that say I use significant AI. So it means they may not have evidence against me to earn me any penalty. Should I confess or deny? All right. I think this is a case of you against your conscience. Okay. You said you stupidly used ChatGPT in your exam hall to write an essay instead of writing it yourself, and you were caught, right? Okay. The need to confess is, I think, your issue right now, because you said, I feel I need to confess, but my friend told me that he doubts if the lecturers will be on the panel. Which panel now? That's panel that would you have to face, right? Because normally, I guess, in universities like this, once you are caught for exam malpractice, you have to face a panel and defend yourself. So basically, your friend's advice is that he doubts the lecturers who will be on that panel can access records that say you use significant AI. So it means they may not have evidence against me to earn me any penalty. Should I confess or deny? Well, it's up to you. It's up to you. It's not for me to tell you what to say, what to do, because at the end of the day, it's you and your conscience that will live with that. You don't know how these things, I don't know how it works, but I know that there are people who have been caught using AI, and how even sometimes you're not caught physically, but I think some of these schools, especially abroad, I don't know about Nigeria, I think they have a way of actually finding out, if you use Chat GPT or AI to answer particular questions, especially in schools, knowing fully well that these days people have become very lazy and do not like to use their brains and do not like to use their head, to answer a question because of the prevailing AI in our time, or in the times we live in right now. Yeah. So schools have a way of censoring exam of students to actually ensure that they do not use AI. I think they have a particular standard that they use. Now, I cannot tell you. So who knows? Maybe they do. They do have a way of, putting it to you through the evidence that they will gather. And because I doubt if people come on a panel and they will just come and answer or ask you questions without having their own evidence and stuff like that. So that's one thing you need to consider, before you go and you deny and then something is presented to you and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's a matter of your conscience. I don't know what the penalty is. I don't know if there are second chances. I don't know what exactly is the road or direction. But basically, I think if things are set up as a rule, especially in your schooling years, you should avoid them. Read during examination. I don't want to sound as though I'm being judgmental to say, okay, what were you doing? Well, you were supposed to be reading and stuff like that. But honestly, I'm not sure it's something that you would be proud of. Your parents would not be proud of it. And at the end of the day, it will impact you, or it will affect you negatively in the sense that you're not using your brain. So as much as we live in a time and age where we have access to some of these tools, we should not allow it to stop us from learning what we need to learn. There is room for using some of these AI tools that we've gotten in this age and time, because I feel it's meant to make life easy, but then also regulation, self-regulation, self-discipline, to devote yourself to work, to read, and also to give back what you have learned. So at the end of the day, is a thing, a conscious thing. Think about it. what would be the pros and cons, you know, and knowing fully well that he caught you. Do you think you can escape after he has caught you physically for you to deny because of what your friend told you? Think about that and make up your mind on what you need to do, okay? And something that would not affect your life adversely at the end of the day. All right. All right, wait. I think we have another confession here. All right. Let me read this one. It says, I am pregnant and my husband is already trying to force me to give up my child for adoption. We already have 3 other kids. Feeding and life generally has been difficult for us because he lost his job and this pregnancy has been very difficult, so I've not been very active in terms of my business. This is causing a lot of stress at home and I feel like running away. I believe things will get better. Why will he even think of us giving up on our child? It's costing me sleepless nights because my husband says he will leave me if I decide to keep this baby. Please help me. He said, but I don't want that. What should I do? Okay. It's a very serious one. Oh. Hey. Giving up the child. I mean, what exactly do you mean when you say you should give up a child? Like give it to a relative to help because of the current financial situation at home, or give it up for adoption to people you don't know because he doesn't want the child. What exactly is that? Well, I feel family needs to be involved in this, so, you know. But at the end of the day, he's speaking from a place of pain. I mean, I understand when a man is unable to provide for his family and so he would become really very desperate. It's just the makeup of a man. They would love to provide. They would love to be there as a succor and protection for their family. So once they begin to see that they can't do that, and it becomes alarming for them. So maybe he's speaking from a place of fear. That's, okay, has lost his job, 3 children who have to go to school, who have to feed, who fall sick, and he has to take care of their health, and too many other bills. And then you being pregnant, the bills, the baby, the pampers, the food. I understand these things. But then I feel you need to get family involved in this, honestly, right? Because if he does not provide, they will say he did not provide. Right now, I think he's just being futuristic because I think men are like that, you know, being logical, trying to calculate and like, you know what, let's give up this child. We already have 3. We can take care of this one. This one, if we give it up, you know, he can grow up in an environment where his life can be taken, or her life can be taken care of and stuff like that. So, and you don't want it, so it becomes a clash of interest. So I understand where this is stressing you out and you're feeling like running away. But running away is not going to be the solution. You people have to sit down and come to a serious agreement or conclusion on this matter. And it might look like it will not be possible right now because of his state of mind. He's absolutely on one side and you're on the other side. So I think you need some sort of mediation, a family member, someone who can think and help you guys come to, there has to be some middle ground in this whole stuff. Because you are being optimistic. You say you believe things will get better. And surely, I don't think there is any permanent condition in life. I've seen people who are falling and have risen, who have lost their jobs and have gotten way better jobs. People who are being at their lowest ebb and right now they are soaring so high, you know? So we should not sometimes take decision from a place of pain because it might come back and haunt us, you know? How would you feel that tomorrow you have gotten up, you've gotten a good job, and then are you going to go and knock on the door of those people who you gave them that child up for adoption to, you know, give you back your child? You know how this thing works. When people collect a child, they will just want to have absolute, you know, and exclusive whatever to that child. Except, of course, it's a relative that you want to hand the child to, and so that you can always have access. But I feel it's something you guys can sit down and converse without it breaking your home, without you running away, without any of those stuff. Get someone that can talk with your husband, who he listens to and respects his opinion. Right? We would get to talk some more about this tomorrow. We have somebody calling. Hello.
Okay. Good afternoon. Listen, I want to remain anonymous. Please.
All right. You're welcome. Go ahead.
I want to say a point on what the lady just said now. And then this thing that happened like this, I know it's a friend that got through the same issue. And the lady kept asking, why didn't you protect you? Now that you know you don't have job, you have to plan so that tomorrow when there is job, you can, if you want to have more kids, you, like you said, they should sit down and talk about it. It should be hopeful because maybe who knows if that baby comes, God can use that time to open doors for them. You should not lose hope. And next time they should use protective. Since he doesn't want to, expensive things are not easy for him. This is what I think. Thank you.
All right. Folks, there's what you call family planning. Very safe options that are available. Just in case you get to that point where you feel you don't need more kids, right? It's okay. Go to the hospital, go and meet your doctor, go and meet your gynae, and let them prescribe the best form of contraceptives or family planning that will not put you at the risk of this. And I understand the pain of bringing a child in the world and not being able to fend for them. It's one of the greatest pains for people who have been there, you know? So just start to chip that in. Family planning, it's okay. There are varieties and options that people can choose from that works for them. Okay? Hello?
Hello, good afternoon, Auntie Swat.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome.
The Lord bless you for this program in Jesus' name.
Amen.
I just want to give an advice to that lady. Please, this is Mr. Adi calling from Madala Story.
All right.
She should go for counseling. That is all I will say. Do you know why?
Well, go ahead.
There's a scenario like that. Somebody I know ever told me that there was a time many years in the 80s that they were having.
Uh-oh. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. Thank you for making an attempt to actually contribute. Okay. I think we have someone sent me a message here. Said I'm 32. I'm a 32-year-old man. Keep me anonymous. I want to marry and start a family. I have 2 ladies in my life. I'm confused which one I should choose. I love the 2 of them, but there is a problem. Let me say Lady A is beautiful, but she's not a grateful person. Then, no matter what you do for her, she will tell you, is that all? She's choosy and doesn't appreciate. And then Lady B is also beautiful and appreciate whatever I do for her. The only problem is she is physically handicapped and my family doesn't like her. Okay. You know what? I'm not going to say a thing about this because I don't even know what to say. So they don't like her because she's handicapped. And appreciation is, I think, the major issue, right? So because Lady A is not appreciative, for you, Lady B is appreciative, but she's handicapped. So whoever says that being handicapped is a yardstick not to marry a person. I understand the part, though, that your family doesn't like her, because if you marry someone who the family doesn't like, it might be a problem, you know? But you need to sit down. Sometimes when you keep some of this multiple relationship, it becomes confusing. I think it's better when you are with one and you notice some of the things you can't take, it's better you end it and move on to the next one. But when you keep 2 and you keep making comparisons, you find out that this person has strength in one, the other one has weakness in that, the other, so it makes it a bit more confusing and a bit more tacky for people. So I would advise, if you would, especially if you are at that stage where you need to make a decision, one person at a time, so that you see more clearly a lot of things, a lot of the strengths and weaknesses, the red flags, the green flags and stuff like that. And you can choose your battles and run away from the wars. Or you can decide which one you take up as the battle that you handle in marriage, because you know that nobody comes perfect. And then, decide that these other things, are not good for me. So you weigh them and stuff like that. Because honestly, you can't find a person who's perfect too. If this person has this one, they might be weak in this part and all of that. It's now up to you as a person to choose the one you feel you can handle, and then discard the ones that you feel you cannot handle. So now with these two ladies, now you're making comparison to do. There's no basis for comparison for two persons. I feel two people are totally different individuals. So don't say, okay, because of this one and this one. What if you marry and then you now get to discover more things, you know? So, I don't even know what to say to you. Two women, what are the strengths and weaknesses of this person, and what are the strengths and weaknesses of this person? You only talked about appreciation. I'm sure there is so much more to life than just appreciation, and, you know, people know how to deal, and these are things that can even change over time. So I feel it's a bit complicated. You're in a very complicated situationship that you need to help yourself, so that if anybody can help you, because for me right now, I don't know what to say. All right. Good day, Swat. I want to remain anonymous because of the sensitivity of my confession. Okay, my girlfriend claims to be pregnant for me, as she discovered she has missed her period just last month. She did a urine test which confirms it. I don't want the child because I'm still job hunting, and she's also not having a stable source of income. We're both graduates, and I'm 35 years old and she is 30 years old. Please, what do I do, especially knowing well that we both can't give the child a proper upbringing? Me, I'm pro-life. Oh, I don't hide that. I'm pro-life. You know, I've seen people, like I said, you know, in response to the other woman who was talking about her job, her husband has lost a job. I've seen people who are down and they have come up. You may not have a job now, but tomorrow you can have a job. I'm not also one person who will tell you that you must marry somebody just because you're pregnant. So please don't go into marriage all because of pregnancy. Pregnancy is not enough to, you know, keep two people together. But as for the life of that child, you will not jeopardize it all because you don't have a job. You will get a job tomorrow. Nobody can tell you exactly when, but you'll get a job tomorrow. So don't kill a life. I am pro-life and I would always advocate for that. So whatever it is, find a way. You have parents, you have relatives, talk to them and see if they can render any form of support in the meantime. And then you double your hustle, right? Go out looking for a job because you know that there is a child coming and you need to be responsible. You can't just sit there and say because you don't have a job. I think you're just looking for a way of escape. But seriously, if you want to keep that child, you can keep it. And it has happened already. It's a simple thing to say, okay, don't do this, so that I avoid getting pregnant. But she is pregnant already. So would you, because you don't have a job and she really also doesn't have a job, things change. So if you would listen, I feel you need to talk with your folks. You need to talk with your parents especially, and probably relatives that could come in and help out, right? Very quickly before I go, we have 2:45 stop set. Hafsa said, good afternoon, Swat. We're urging women to appreciate whatever they get in any situation, right? And Tokwe? Yes, that's what we ought to do, right? Okay, so I think that's it for Confession today. I'll be joined tomorrow by Dr. Oladipo, and we will take up these issues one by one and actually, you know, focus on them. So having said that, thank you guys for being a part of the Sunny Side and Confession. I'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless you. After this stop set is Hard Facts with Kimberly and Gabriel. My name is Swat. God bless you.
In online businesses, financial.
Hi everyone, my name is Swat. That's the name my father gave me, but you can always call me Her Vocal Majesty. I'm the host of The Sunny Side on 95.1 Nigeria Info. It takes place every weekday, noon to 3 p.m., where we get to have all the lovely contemporary conversations. If your days are normally long and gloomy, well, not anymore, because I'm here to make it all bright and sunny for you. So join me. It's an invitation. You don't want to miss out.